Hello, welcome to another edition of Crop Life Retail Week. I'm Eric Sfiligoj, editor of Crop Life and Crop Life Iron magazines, here again with Lara Sowinski back in Texas. Lara, welcome back to the program.
Thank you. Glad to be back.
Yeah, boy, yeah, we actually, there was quite a bit of news in the last 2 weeks, and we do have a lot to share with our viewers. I guess we'll start with your wheelhouse, which is logistics, transportation. I know, of course, earlier this year and even into last, we talked about the whole rail strike potential that never came to pass because the government stepped in. And then, of course, you've been updating our viewers on the longshoremen and the dock workers issues, which, of course, is affecting shipping product. And of course, the one area that has been okay was trucking, but I think you have some news to share on that front. So I'll throw this off to you.
Yeah, thank you. So, some of our viewers may have heard Friday, June 16th, it was reported that the UPS Teamsters voted by 97% to strike. The current contract goes through July 31st. However, if UPS and the UPS Teamsters are unable to reach an agreement, overwhelming majority of the members are voting for a strike. So the Teamsters represent more than 340,000 UPS package delivery drivers and warehouse logistics workers. So obviously, the LTL and truckload carriers have a sizable part of the market, but so much moves, as we know, consumer and business stuff, a lot goes by parcel. So pretty strong words, I'll say, from the Teamsters about their commitment to striking if an agreement's not reached. They're looking for a new 5-year agreement that guarantees higher wages for all workers. This is according to the press release. So, yeah, we still don't have a resolution, or for that matter, any good news on the ILWU PMA labor contract on the West Coast for longshoremen. And this just adds to the uncertainty. But we'll keep an eye on that. Just some other news, too. We do follow, of course, the monthly Purdue University CME group, the Ag Economy Barometer. So in May, the most recent month for the barometer, there was a sizable dip in the agriculture community as far as the outlook. People aren't feeling real positive about crop prices. They feel, weaker crop prices are presenting some headwinds, if you will, for this year. They also mentioned, and this is a monthly phone survey that surveys 400 U.S. agricultural producers across the U.S., and in addition to weaker crop prices, ongoing uncertainty related to U.S. bank failures and rising interest rates. So that was, again, kind of a sizable dip in sentiment from April. But on a positive note, because I'm going to try and bring this around to something a little more positive, USDA press release dated June 12th, Tom Vilsack, Secretary of USDA, announced $714 million in grants and loans for residents, farmers, and businesses in 19 states. This is part of that Internet for All federal program. Looking at the press release, I wanted to just point out something, 2 items pertaining to the Midwest. Missouri's Goodman Telephone Company will connect nearly 7,000 people, 206 farms, and 140 businesses as part of this latest USDA grant. Secondly, the Crowdcan Telephone Cooperative in Kansas will connect 4,000 plus people, 820 farms, and 149 businesses. So this is really positive news. There's a sizable amount of money devoted to this Internet for All program. So just the latest announcement from the USDA is where that money's going. So
Yeah, and again, very good news because I know I've had the opportunity to talk to a couple of growers recently, and their ag retailers, and those folks have said, look, given depending on where you are in the country, internet service is still spotty, unreliable, again, as growers and retailers look to adopt more in the way of ag technology, reliable internet has got to be a part of the equation. And it is great that the administration is putting forth these grants and investing all this money in helping the rural communities get more broadband access. So I applaud that wholeheartedly.
Right. In fact, as I was kind of doing some background research, last year under the Purdue CME Group monthly survey, this was from March 2022, the Ag Economy Barometer, 30% of the largest farms in the U.S. have poor or no internet. That's a lot. That's almost a third. And these are sizable farms. So to your point, when we talk about adoption of ag tech and what's available on the market, it's meaningless, quite frankly, if you don't have the broadband to support it. So, this is great news, great development.
Yeah, I'm almost sorry then to bring up my last point because I'm gonna you picked this right up from the UPS news, and I'm gonna bring us right back down, unfortunately. Of course, our viewers are well aware that for the last several years, at least a decade, that a lot of what has gone on in the crop protection marketplace, a lot of the activity we've seen in the market, unfortunately, has involved courtrooms, lawsuits filed by special interest groups saying that this product or that product should not have ever been registered and should be removed from the market immediately. And we did find out there's a pair of items to share on that front. Earlier this month, here in June, the Center for Food Safety and the Pesticide Action Network North America filed a lawsuit against EPA in the U.S. District Court for the District of Northern California, alleging that EPA has no right to exempt treated seed from its list of products that are regulated. So again, right now, treated seed with insecticides fall under the Treated Articles Exempted Act. According to EPA, those products do not have to be regulated like a regular crop protection product or insecticide would be in the marketplace. But these two special interest groups say that these products are causing harm to certain species, including pollinators, in the environment, and that the agency erred in that exemption and should be made to start regulating treated seed, and also that the modeling program that EPA uses to determine what falls under the exemption should be, rendered null and void. So, I said, this lawsuit was just filed. Haven't gotten much feedback from folks yet. Although I did write a story in our e-newsletter this week regarding this filing, and I had a poll in there, and 75% of the folks who read the article said that if this decision goes against EPA and treated seed then becomes regulated, that it would have a major impact on their seed business moving forward. So again, this one we'll have to watch.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, that's a huge development. Yeah, we'll keep an eye on it.
Yeah. And along those lines, I guess the folks at the Center for Food Safety must have a lot of spare change in their swear jars in the offices, because on the 16th of June, they filed a lawsuit against EPA regarding the approval for the Enlist herbicides. Those are the 2,4-D and Enlist Duo products, basically saying that those products are harming endangered species and that EPA hadn't considered that when it approved them and that the approval should be rescinded. And again, that lawsuit has been filed in a federal court in Washington state. So again, lawsuits continue to be a problem for the crop protection business and agriculture. And these are two new developments that happened here in the month of June. And, stay tuned for future broadcasts of Crop Life Retail Week, and we'll have whatever updates we can provide. But again, if you thought that the special interest groups had stopped paying attention to our marketplace, you're wrong. They are still filing lawsuits trying to get things we already have in the marketplace taken away. So we will have to watch this as always.
Yeah, no, I'm glad you're covering and staying on top of this story, and I like your polls too. That's great.
Yeah, no, like I said, whenever I write a story like that, I'm like, okay, so what do the readers think? And I'm like, it's a good time for us to put a poll in. And like I said, I checked the poll just before we came on to record the video, and like I said, it was about 75% of the folks said, yep, major impact. The other choices were minor impact, no impact, and I don't know yet. So
yeah, that's great. Excellent. Good reporting.
Yeah, thank you. All right, ma'am. Well, time for your favorite segment of the show, and I'm sure you're going to love it this week. It's time for Fun with Numbers.
I can only imagine what you might have this week.
No, you cannot. And I'm sure you'll appreciate option D when it comes along. So try not to laugh too loud. So anyhow, for the Fun with Numbers this week, you got a percentage. It's 53%.
Alrighty.
All right. So is 53%. Is that A, the percentage of U.S. soybean China imports annually? Is it B, the percentage of U.S. corn China imports annually? Is it C, the percentage of U.S. wheat China imports annually? Or D, the percentage of time Lara Sowinski actually had fun on her recent trip to Ohio?
Well, I am an Ohioan, so I'm allowed to have fun there, won't I?
Yeah, I'm just hoping it was at least a little over half the time you were enjoying yourself. So.
Oh, soy, corn, or wheat, huh?
Yeah, soybeans, corn, or wheat. Take your pick.
Is this for 2022, or is there
Yes, for 2022, correct.
Okay. I'm going with A, soy.
You are correct, ma'am. Yes.
Yay.
I was actually surprised when I saw the numbers. Again, the world total for U.S. soybean exports, about 57 million metric tons. And just under 31 million of it, 53%, goes to China. A distant second is Mexico, a little over 5.8 million, which is a 10% only. So the other percentages, China leads on corn as well. About 28% of the U.S. export volume of corn goes to China, but 27% goes to Mexico, so a little closer there. Okay. And then when it comes to wheat, it's no contest. Mexico accounts for 19% of the U.S. wheat exports, China only 4%. So
that sounds about right.
Yep. So good job. Yes, U.S. soybean in China is the correct answer, 53%. So
excellent.
All right. Well, it was good to have you back, ma'am, and we'll look forward, of course, to seeing you next week and all our viewers as well. On behalf of myself and everyone here at Crop Life, thanks for joining us. We'll see you again soon. If you have questions or comments about today's episode of Retail Week, contact us by email or Twitter, or type your message in the comment section below. Your feedback is important to us. We will try our best to address your thoughts in next week's episode, and be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel.